And that's a lot of cars.
When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. Will there be a government shutdown? We take you inside the last-ditch negotiating at this hour. The president inviting Democrat Chuck Schumer to the White House. What Schumer revealed right after. One Republican aide telling ABC, quote, "We're terrified Trump is going to hose us." Inside the courtroom tonight, one of America's Olympic stars face-to-face with Dr. Larry Nassar, saying, quote, "The tables have turned, Larry," and what she said next. The deadly flu, the 8-year-old girl who died just hours after arriving at the hospital. The 27-year-old who went home from urgent care and then died. And can you catch the flu from simply breathing in the air? New tonight, the Las Vegas massacre, what the girlfriend has now revealed. And never-before-seen pictures from inside that hotel room. The parents charged, their 13 children allegedly held captive. Tonight, the images you have not seen inside one of the homes where they lived. And blown away, multiple passenger jets, planes coming in sideways, trying to land in 70-mile-an-hour winds.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. And we begin with those high-stakes negotiations underway at this hour. Will there be a government shutdown or an 11th-hour deal here? President Trump stepping in today with an unexpected invitation to the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, to come to the White House. Schumer spending 90 minutes in the Oval Office. Afterward, the senator saying they made, quote, "some progress, but that disagreements remain." And if there is a shutdown, what does it mean for Americans across this country? Everything from the CDC and their effort to fight this deadly flu to our military. Tonight, no deal yet. ABC's Mary Bruce leading us off from the Hill.
With just hours to go until a shutdown, a beaming Democratic leader Chuck Schumer walked out of the West Wing and returned to Capitol Hill.
Senator Schumer, how was the meeting?
We discussed all of the major outstanding issues. We made some progress.
Sources say the two New Yorkers getting together to hash things out was the president's idea. Trump called Schumer this morning, inviting him to the White House. Sitting down in the Oval Office, just the Democratic senator, the Republican president, and their chiefs of staff.
Unlike some of my Republican colleagues, I'm glad they're talking, and I think President Trump's a good deal maker, and maybe we'll get a deal.
Well, I hope the president can talk some sense into Senator Schumer and the Democrats.
But for some Republicans, the 90-minute sit-down set off alarm bells. "I'm terrified Trump is going to hose us," one GOP aide told ABC. And tonight, a presidential tweet. "Excellent preliminary meeting."
But we still have a good number of disagreements. The discussions will continue.
Progress on the shutdown. What did you make progress on, Senator Schumer?
Senate Republicans are pushing a short-term plan to keep the government up and running. Hoping to get Democrats on board, it would also extend the children's health insurance program for 6 years.
This vote should be a no-brainer.
But Democrats are demanding guaranteed protection for Dreamers, those nearly 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children.
Where's the urgency when it comes to Dreamers? There is an urgency. There's an urgency in their lives because of the uncertainty of tomorrow.
With a shutdown in sight, frustration is growing.
This is the greatest country in the world, but we do have some really stupid people representing it from time to time.
So what would a shutdown mean for you? Here's the bottom line. It could cost the U.S. economy $38 million every hour. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees would be furloughed without pay. And if a shutdown extends to February, members of the military will see their paychecks delayed.
Our men and women in uniform are not bargaining chips.
Essential services would continue. You'll still get your mail, and Social Security benefits would go out. TSA and air traffic control would keep working too. But in the middle of this deadly flu epidemic, the CDC's program tracking the spread of the virus could be shut down. As for members of Congress, the ones most directly responsible for a shutdown, their paychecks would keep coming.
All right, so let's get to Mary Bruce live on the Hill tonight. And Mary, early in the day, a shutdown was looking highly likely. Then that unexpected meeting, some Republicans nervous when they saw President Trump inviting Chuck Schumer into the Oval Office. So where do things stand at this hour? What are you learning?
Well, David, at this hour, there is still no deal, but the mood here on the Hill has shifted. There are now glimmers of hope that they may be moving towards a short-term funding deal. If not by midnight tonight, then perhaps sometime over this weekend, before all those federal workers head back into the office on Monday. David.
All right, another long night ahead for Mary Bruce. Mary, thanks. Of course, President Trump about to finish his first year in office and facing this test now. Will the government remain open? I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, for one more question on this tonight. Because, John, listen to what Donald Trump said in 2013 about a president's role in avoiding a government shutdown.
You have to get everybody in a room. You have to be a leader. The president has to lead. You have to be nice and be angry and be wild and cajole and do all sorts of things, but you have to get a deal.
So, John, now it's on this president and this Congress, and President Trump and Chuck Schumer, both New Yorkers. They've known each other a long time, and as Mary Bruce just reported there, some Republicans were worried about the two of them sitting down today.
They sure do have a long history. In fact, Schumer even made a guest appearance on The Apprentice more than a decade ago, where he said that he always knew that Donald Trump was going to go places. My sense is that the president really does want to strike a deal here. White House officials have even suggested to me it could be something as simple as protecting the Dreamers in exchange for getting funding for his border wall. That is not a deal that would make conservatives happy. But as Mary reported, Republicans have been worried that the president would ultimately strike a deal with Chuck Schumer that they just don't like.
All right, John, we'll be checking in with you later this evening. John, thanks. In the meantime, we're going to turn next this Friday night to a searing moment in court today. A U.S. Olympic star face-to-face with former gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar, saying, quote, "The tables have turned, Larry," and it's not all she said. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Larry Nassar on the stand today, sobbing, unhinged by testimony from this woman who said she only recently came to terms with her own abuse.
Wow. You're strong. What have you done?
One of more than 100 women and girls testifying at his sentencing. Earlier, an unexpected speaker, Olympic gold medalist Aly Raisman, with a warning.
The tables have turned, Larry. We are here. We have our voices, and we are not going anywhere. And now, Larry, it's your turn to listen to me. I'm no longer a victim. I'm a survivor.
Raisman showed the strength and grit she's known for in competition, this time to give her abuser, the former team doctor for USA Gymnastics and Michigan State, a piece of her mind.
The very person who sits here before us now, who perpetrated the worst epidemic of sexual abuse in the history of sports. This monster was also the architect of policies and procedures that are supposed to protect athletes from sexual abuse for both USA Gymnastics and the USOC.
No tears, just determination and anger directed at Nassar and USA Gymnastics.
On an organization that I feel is rotting from the inside.
Just yesterday, USA Gymnastics parted ways with the famed training center run by coaches Bella and Marta Caroli, where several gymnasts say Nassar abused them.
But USA Gymnastics neglected to mention that they had athletes training there the day they released the statement. USA Gymnastics, where is the honesty? Where is the transparency? Why must the manipulation continue?
Still, Raisman says her love of the sport is stronger than the evil in Nassar.
But I am here to tell you that I will not rest until every last trace of your influence on this sport has been destroyed, like the cancer it is.
Wow, some powerful moments in court today. Lindsay is with us, and USA Gymnastics is now responding tonight.
Yes, they say that the final camp event at the Caroli Ranch will end on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Carolis who run that training center have maintained all along they never had any knowledge of any abuse. David.
All right, Lindsay Davis on this again tonight. Thank you, Lindsay. In other news, we turn to the 13 siblings allegedly held captive and tortured by their own parents. And tonight, right here for the first time, the images from inside one of the homes where the family once lived and what they reveal. And tonight, our Matt Gutman with the doctors now treating the children, what we now know about their conditions.
Tonight, new images of the squalid home the Turpin family left in Texas years ago, showing the stomach-turning interior, walls smeared with human filth, that slime-rimmed tub. Images like these are part of a mountain of evidence California prosecutors are pouring through, which they say could lead to even more charges against David and Louise Turpin.
Doesn't sound like punishment, it sounds like sadistic torture.
The parents already facing life in prison if convicted, accused of starving and torturing their children. They pleaded not guilty.
It feels from our perspective that we're looking into a pit and we don't know where the bottom is.
Their doctors say the siblings' physical condition is slowly improving, but they suffered years of near total isolation.
Much of what you're doing now is sort of teaching them social behavior.
We are the first stage of their introduction to the outside world.
They're now tended to by a hand-picked team that is touched by what they're seeing.
They will hopefully go on in life and they'll have great lives. It would be nice to see that.
David, and hospital staff tell me that nearly every time they leave that ward, they weep. And just over the past 24 hours, people have been dropping off the kinds of toys that those siblings had been deprived of for all those years. And in fact, donations are piling up, including a number of support funds for those siblings, now worth over $100,000. David.
All right, Matt Gutman, our thanks to you from California again tonight. And Matt, along with extraordinary access to the medical team, helping these children recover. A special edition of 2020 later tonight on All This, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you then. In the meantime tonight, major developments in the investigation after the massacre in Las Vegas, the largest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. We have never before seen images from inside that hotel room and what the girlfriend has now revealed. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell tonight.
Tonight, those new images from inside a hotel room turned sniper's nest. A staggering number of rifles strewn on countertops, chairs, beds, the floor. Hundreds of shell casings and a hammer next to glass from the shattered window where Stephen Paddock opened fire. Targeting a crowded Vegas music festival below, murdering 58 people, injuring more than 700. Get down! For more than 3 months, authorities have provided few details about the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Today, the sheriff released a report he calls preliminary.
I've lost a lot of sleep over this.
But after chasing nearly 2,000 leads since October, the gunman's motive is still a mystery, though police say he acted alone.
He had lost a significant amount of his monetary wealth in close proximity to 1 October, and that may have a driving factor associated with it.
The sheriff says he does not expect charges against Paddock's girlfriend, who told investigators he'd become distant and withdrawn over the last year and began buying more guns. The day before the shooting, the report says the gunman twice drove from the Mandalay Bay to his home, returning with at least 6 suitcases. When police used explosives to blow open his bullet-riddled hotel room door, Paddock was already dead.
He believed that we were in close proximity of engaging him, and he decided to take his own life.
Tonight, the sheriff says the FBI still has an ongoing case against someone connected to the shooting, but he is not saying who that is or why. David?
Clayton, thank you. We're going to turn next here to the deadly flu epidemic, and tonight new numbers from the CDC reveal what so many have suspected. This is the worst flu season in nearly a decade, and tonight the 8-year-old girl who died just hours after arriving at the hospital. ABC's Steve Osunsami is at the CDC in Atlanta tonight.
The flu epidemic has come to this tonight, using foggers to spray disinfectant on the walls. The San Antonio daycare is trying to fight the flu bug like the cockroach.
If there's literally one kid in here with the flu virus, okay, and that kid sneezes, coughs, guess what? This entire environment is now contaminated.
Classes are canceled for a week in this school district north of Dallas after nearly a third of their kids came down with the flu.
The flu is always severe, but we have never seen it like this.
This third grader in Alabama died from the flu on the same night she was rushed to the hospital. She was just 8 years old. New numbers from the CDC tonight show the flu is still spreading wildly. From 27 states reporting high activity last week to 32 this week. And tonight, more than 8% of all deaths in this country are from the flu and pneumonia, the highest we've seen this winter.
We're having a lot of activity everywhere, all at the same time.
27-year-old Catherine Gallagher was found unconscious on her bathroom floor. She had already visited an urgent care and was sent home to get some rest.
If young people hear this, they will realize that, that this is not to be trifled with and that they're not invincible.
A study out from the University of Maryland shows that the flu virus can be spread without even sneezing or coughing. Nearly 40% of sick college students they tested were spreading the flu by simply breathing.
All right, simply breathing, that's going to alarm a lot of people. Steve Osunsami live outside the CDC in Atlanta tonight. And Steve, you were telling us that health officials are now encouraging anyone with symptoms really to get help right away because of how severe this year's flu is.
That's right, David. And the strain of this particular flu virus is the problem. The illness from it can get quite severe quickly, and there are more deaths associated with this particular bug than any of the others.